What's up, YouTube? It's Kayhon, aka Kayhon Puts You On, and today we got an interesting topic, man. Basically, I was on Twitter, and this person had said, like, oh, bloated albums are, like, terrible in hip hop, or albums with more than, like, 15 to 25 songs are, like, really, really bad. And I think it's just a really interesting topic because she got a lot of kickback for it, to be honest, and I didn't think it was, like, the worst take of all time. Definitely wasn't my favorite take because I just think there's like so much behind that. Like, I don't know, like just to say all albums like with like 15 to 25 songs is bad is crazy to me, bro. And I think this came right after Kanye had just dropped. I think he just dropped Vultures, and so it came right after that. So I'm assuming that's pretty much what she was talking about. But I just want to give like kind of my stance on whether I think bloated albums are good or not. And to be honest, the short answer is I think bloated albums are cool. Okay, I think it really depends, right? I think it really depends. Yeah, I think it really depends. One album that comes to mind that like for me, I think is just a really good album. Just off top, to start this off, just kind of see like that 25 song albums are not that bad is Faces by Mac Miller. That to me is like an amazing, beautiful, well constructed, cohesive album. Because that album was just mainly talking about like trials and tribulations, about getting famous, being with his friends, being alone all the time, being depressed, trying to get through all those emotions, having to show many faces. And I feel like that wasn't lost within those 25 songs. I feel like it's a very easy listen. It's over an hour long. It's amazing. I think there was a huge Reddit thread about this either when I was researching this topic. Tupac, All Eyes on Me, Wu-Tang Forever, Speaker Box, and I Love Below is a huge one. Yeah, Lil Wayne, The Carter 1, The Carter 2, Young Jeezy, Trapper, Die. Like, these are all, like, old bangers, but Project Pat, and Yeats album, I think Yeats album is very solid. I didn't give a review on that. I probably should have, but it's chill. But I think a lot of these albums are like very, very solid, bro. Like I have no critiques, and like I wouldn't want these albums to be any shorter, right? Like I think it depends on what I'm requiring from that artist. Like if I want an artist who is very conceptual, deep, very nuanced, a 25 song album might be a stretch, right? Like I think a lot of Kendrick's albums are not that long. Yeah, I think Kendrick's albums are ranging from like 13 to like 16. I think J. Cole had some bigger albums, just overall, but like Kendrick is an artist where I'm requiring or I'm looking for kind of a deep message, deep undertone, a storyline maybe. I think with like Good Kid, Mad City or to T-Pab. Just albums like those, like I'm expecting kind of something to look forward to, something to like really dig into. And I think if he had a very bloated album, his message would get lost because it's very cohesive, it's very tight. There's not much room for him to explore different avenues. Like he has to make it very cohesive. Whereas I feel like a rapper like Lucky or something, I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for somebody to like, I'm not looking for Lucky to rap about lean for 16 songs and be very cohesive about rapping about lean and doing drugs and vibing with different hoes. Like I'm not looking for that. Same with like V's. Like I'm not looking towards the V's to do something super cohesive and storyline. Like I'm not looking for that at all. It'd be cool to get that. I think that'd be really interesting, but that's just not what I'm looking for. Now, somebody like Vince Staples, I think always has messages when it does music. I think somebody like No Name, like these are people who I look towards for cohesive, structured albums. Same with like Tyler the Creator, with like Flower Boy, Igor, Call Me If You Get Lost. Not so much Death Camp in his prior albums, but though his last like 3 albums have been very, very cohesive, very well done. I think even someone like Earl Sweatshirt, who like as time went on, kind of like grew out of his sound, but that's somebody who I like would be fine with him making a vibe type album, or I'm cool with him making an album that's very structured and very organized. But he falls in like a gray area where I have seen him be very cohesive with I Don't Want to Go Outside or I Don't Go Outside Anymore, or whatever his depressing album. And Doris, like I think those are very cohesive themed album, very like straight to the point. You kind of understood what the vibe was, but now we're seeing him kind of like make songs with Alchemist, make albums with Alchemist, and those songs have less of that requirement. Like I'm not looking for those anymore. Like I'm not looking for a storyline with like his newest project. Like that's just not where I'm at mentally, and I don't think that's where he's at mentally. But I think for like her overall just kind of like blanket statement of like we gotta stop making bloated albums, I think just like lacks a little bit of understanding when it comes to like what these different artists do, what they're good at. I think Yeat's album is a perfect example of someone who I'm not looking for a story. I'm not looking for this cohesive topic. I'm looking for vibes, bro. Like, I just want to vibe. And he gave me that. Like, I sat through and listened to his 25 songs or however many he had. And I love that I got so many different sounds, so many different types of productions. I got to hear his vocals on so many wide-ranging things. And that's kind of what I was looking for. I was not looking for something crazy and cohesive. And I think, honestly, if you want to capitalize being that kind of artist, like Lil Uzi Vert is kind of like a perfect lane where he used to drop these bigger projects, but now he kind of just drops singles when he thinks the time is right. And I think that's the best way to do it to be successful. But I would be fine if he dropped another 25-song project or another 20-song project. Like, that would be fine for me. I wouldn't dislike it at all. I didn't even read it, but like I didn't even realize it, but Mad Villainy, MF Doom, that album is 21 songs. He's an artist who I feel like has a very cohesive type of topic, but his like focal points are also wide ranging. He just jumps on so many different topics, even though it has like a cohesive theme. It's very wide ranging in terms of like his production will be kind of gritty and yet unique in every song. And I don't think those 21 songs get old. And I think that's the main thing about the artist. Like, if they're versatile enough, 25 songs is like nothing, bro. Like, 25 songs is nothing, bro. That's why I like Lucky so much. I feel like he's just so unique on every song that when the topic stays the same, his vibe has changed so much, so dramatically. Like, it's fine, bro. Like, it's cool. And I'm okay with that. And I can listen to that so many times over. I can just shuffle Lucky and I'm straight. Kendrick, I gotta be in the mood for because I'm digesting these heavy topics, these deeper tones, these darker tones, and I think it really just depends on like what you're looking for out of these artists, to be honest. But what do you guys think? That's kind of my main views on this. I don't mind bloated albums. I don't mind big albums. I don't mind wide-ranging albums in terms of song structure, themes, number of songs. Like, that's fine for me. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for always supporting. Oh, quick update. This is just the part where I talk about the channel, kind of where I'm at, where we're at, in terms of like numbers and size and things like that. Everything's pretty much the same as the last video. TikTok's at like 3,700 followers. YouTube is at like almost 700. We're almost at 700, which is crazy, bro. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't. I think Instagram is at like 2,800. We're dropping on Instagram. We're dropping. So I'm going to try to like switch up my content on there. Maybe like give a unique type of content. I don't know. I don't really care about numbers like too crazy. But it's definitely a goal for sure. Like, it's definitely a goal. Like, I think we need to like increase our community. One, in order for me to do this just more consistently at like a higher level. Right now I'm like getting off of work at 4:30, working out, making dinner, recording, streaming a little bit, and my day's done. But I would like to like be able to do this full time at some point. That's kind of the goal right now. Along with some like other things on the side, but we're gonna get there for sure. But yeah, man. Anything else? I was supposed to have a Tia Corinne interview. That just did not happen. I went to the show. I tried to hit her multiple times. Nothing. It like, I was kind of blue when it happened because like, to me, like, she said that we were gonna do an interview on like Twitter, and she doesn't owe me anything. I'm not saying this like she owes me to do this, but like, yeah, I reached out and was like, hey, I was wondering if we could get an interview, like a manifesting an interview or something on Twitter. She said, yeah, we can lock that in or whatever, like we can figure that out. And I was like, okay, cool, that's nice. So I DM'd her on everything multiple times, nothing. And then before the show, I was like, hey, hoping to get this interview. She like tagged her management, but like they're not gonna reply to that. They don't care. They're not gonna spend their time doing that. So yeah, so then it just kind of didn't happen. And I was definitely like a little hurt in the beginning, like right when it happened, because I was like, damn. Because obviously like she didn't like, she said that I could get an interview, but like she didn't really like care or try to do that, which again is fine. She doesn't owe me anything, but I feel like if you're like committing to it, even like just verbally on Twitter, like you should try to make an effort. She didn't really try to make an effort, so that kind of blew me. But you know, you can't really expect much out of these people that you don't know. Or like I have no actual working relationship with her. Didn't reach out. I tried to reach out to her manager, nothing happened. So that's just kind of how it goes. Like it's nothing crazy. But again, she don't owe me nothing. I don't know her. She don't know me. So it's cool. We're just gonna lock it in later at some point, or like, I don't know, get big enough to where like artists will reach out to me about interviews or something, or get something going at some point. That's kind of the main goal. That's kind of the goal. But yeah, so that's kind of that's my overarching thoughts. That's kind of what's been going on in life. Let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know what you guys think about the video. What's happening with y'all? I want to know. I want to know. But yeah, nothing else. Nothing crazy. Nothing popping off. Nothing crazy yet. Gonna try to switch up this content structure on Instagram and YouTube Shorts, just because I think the content that I'm making now doesn't really suit those platforms as much as TikTok. So we'll kind of see what the vibe is. But as always, man, I love you guys and appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Peace out and be smooth.